Because changes are coming in the health service after the Sir Jonathan Michael review. Angela Murray, who is the head of our community division, has been stepping up as interim CEO while we looked for this 2-year contract post. In 2 years' time, we intend to have the Manx Care model that was very much at the centre of Sir Jonathan's review up and running. So the aim at the moment is to have Manx Care in place and going live in April 2021. So basically the role of Chief Executive of the department at that point will fundamentally change, because we'll be separating out the strategy and policy and delivery side.
So what is it about Catherine Magson's background that makes her the right person for the job now?
She's got 12 years of senior experience in the NHS in the UK. She's also crucially got transformation experience as well. Although her role as interim CEO will be about day-to-day delivery, she has an understanding of transformation, and she's got proven results on the ground in that regard. And so I think that's very, very important, particularly for what we're looking for over the next 2 years.
And John Spicer, he takes up the role of Health and Care Transformation Director. What exactly is that role?
So that will be leading the transformation team that's based in the Cabinet Office. And the one thing I do need to make clear is the Transformation Director was appointed by Cabinet Office, not by the Department of Health and Social Care, because the transformation, if you remember from the Sir Jonathan Review, is going to be led and driven from the centre, from Cabinet Office within government. In relation to John, I'm very enthused about him taking up the role, and I think he will be able to deliver the Sir Jonathan Michael Review and help us drive forward a 21st century health system.
Is that going to be a limited term role as well, or is that something that's ongoing?
No, it is a limited term post as well, but there is the ability to extend the post if both parties agree to do so. But I think what's important is, like I say, with roles like this, we need to get things moving now on the Sir Jonathan Michael Review. We have very tight timescales. We need to have the Manx Care model in place, up and running by April 21. So that then we can actually separate out and start driving forward the other work streams that need to be done.
What progress has been made on implementing the Michael report since it went before Tynwald?
So the transformation team has now been pulled together, as we've just spoken about. There's been an appointment of the transformation director. We've also identified the first 7 work streams that we're going to push forward with, because, as I think I've said in interviews before, Rome wasn't built in a day, and we can't just take all 26 recommendations and suddenly say, bang, they're in. The key thing now is drawing up the Manx Care model, and, like I say, getting the legislation in place to ensure that Manx Care can be running in mirror with the department next year, for it to go live and split off those policy and delivery functions in April 21.
Both of these new appointments are coming from off-island. Is that an advantage or a disadvantage? You get the fresh pair of eyes, but then they have to learn about Manxness.
They do to a certain extent, but I mean, what we're wanting from these roles is around healthcare transformation, and that's something that's a worldwide issue. As much as we speak about Manxness and everything else, we are not the only small island system that is potentially having problems and issues with healthcare. John has a background as transformation director, having done transformation projects in Jersey, so he understands small island communities. He's worked there, and of course, yes, there's differences between the Isle of Man and Jersey, quite a few differences, but in terms of delivery of transformation, a lot of what we need to do is quite similar.
In the statement announcing these appointments, yourself described them as both high-calibre individuals. Can it be difficult to attract such people to such a small island?
It can be. I mean, obviously, when we went out for the applications, we didn't know what was going to come in. We didn't know if anyone would be interested in taking up the roles. I've got to say I was exceptionally enthused by the amount of interest. In both cases, I mean, obviously transformation's been led by Cabinet Office, and quite rightly so, as I said, but I believe there was a very large number of applications floating around for the transformation director. In terms of the interim CEO, we were up towards the 40-odd level for applications, so we did get a wide variety of candidates. And one of the things that seemed to tie everyone together when they were writing in for the role was they said what enthused them was the fact that this was a real opportunity to deliver something unique, to deliver a healthcare system that is done differently to anywhere else, that actually delivers on the ground, and that was the thing that tied them all together. So there was a lot of excitement out there in the healthcare world when these posts came up.
Just finally, given some of the issues that have gone on with the health department recently, we had the Sir Jonathan Michael report, there was recently the Manannan Court report, there have been the budgetary issues over the last few years. How important is it to get these appointments right?
It's absolutely central. The Sir Jonathan Michael review, I've made absolutely clear I'm 100% behind it. It has got to happen. End of story. It's got to happen. Those recommendations have got to be put in place. So the role of Transformation Director and also the interim CEO to guide the department side of it through to the break where Manx Care comes in April 21, they are both fundamental posts. So it was absolutely essential that we went through and we got high calibre individuals and the right individuals. And in Catherine and John, I believe we've done just that.